Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, wiring. You want to know how I'm doing it? This is the vlog for you, my friends. So guys, a very warm welcome indeed. Thank you very much for joining us. You got past the intro once again, so you're doing very well for supporting this channel. So wiring, that's what we're getting on with today's vlog. And a big disclaimer before we get started, guys. There's no way on this planet I'm a qualified electrical engineer. Or is this a tutorial? Basically this is how I've wired boats in the past and it's worked for me. And I was kind of trained, well not trained, but I was shown by a proper marine engineer. So fingers crossed I know what I'm doing. But I guess this vlog we'll find out by the end of it. Oh, that's another thing guys. I'm going to be chit-chatting all the way through this vlog. That I don't think there's going to be much music in it because there's a lot to fit in. So if that's something that you're not into, well just skip to another episode. Get the next one. Get the last one. You know, I'm going to be twittering on a lot and I'll know how you all feel about that. Right guys, before we get started, we really need to know the principle about how an electrical circuit works. And basically, all you need to worry about is a loop. That's all an electrical circuit is a loop. You have your positive and your negative on your battery. And then obviously you take your power from your positive and it goes up to your load. And your load is all your instruments, your lights, etc. like that. But obviously it can't store it all in those instruments, so it has to be put somewhere so your negative side, your ground side, goes back down from that load to your negative terminal. That way there's always full motion of power. So it's always going up into your load and then back down. Now what we do in between it getting from the positive to your load is actually put your master switches in, put your fuses in and put your switches in. Once you've accomplished all that, you can turn everything off individually, or you can actually isolate the whole system going up to your instruments. So that's what you've got to remember. But make sure that you get everything back to a negative. Always make it a circuit. Right guys, I hope that explains a little bit about how an electrical circuit works. Once again, I'm not a qualified engineer guys, okay? This is what was explained to me when I was learning how to do it, and it worked for me in the past. So if there is any qualified engineers out there that know better, please leave comments below, let us know if I'm doing it right. I mean, because the last thing I want is to give you the wrong idea and you try it with your boat and it's all disasters. Like I keep telling you guys, this is how I'm doing it for my boat. What you do for your boat is completely up to you, okay? Personally, I would, if you're going to do the work yourself, do the work, but get a qualified electrical engineer to check it afterwards and see what they say. You maybe charge you a wee 50 quid for a wee homer or something like that, but it's worth the money. Get them to check the system. That's the safest way to do it. Right, shall we get on with the next bit then, shall we? Right, my lovely lot, what we have down here is a world of wires, and doesn't it look terrifying? Well, it's actually simple when you know how, and hopefully this guide will help you get to where you need to with your Rainbow Electrics. Now obviously you can see the master switch here, that's already rock and roll. We've got our lead coming from our battery and our lead going to our engine, and this spare lead at the side here, this is going to be our main feed for our electrical board. Now the big thick lead at the back there, that's your negative return back to your battery, remember what we were just talking about. Then all these wee scary wires are actually all the ancillaries back to, that's your lights, etc. Also, someone was asking about the equipment that I'm going to have on the Lindsay B, and this is all I need, basics. A wee chart plotter, 7 inch, and a sounder to make sure the bottom's fine. I don't need a radar because I'm not going to be that far out at sea. 3 miles maximum, and if I can't see the land at 3 miles, then I'm in the wrong place. Oh, and also guys, I've already fitted the steering and the throttle controls. I'm just basically trying to hash on because time's fleeting. I'm sorry I couldn't film this for yous. But like I say, I really need to get this boat done for this spring/summer season because we're a bit bankrupt, I tell you. Bankrupt before we even start. Right, shall we look at the electric board next? I think that's a good idea. Right, let's get on with that. So guys, this is my idea for my electrical panel, and before we get started I would just like to say thank you very much to my pal Kevin for actually supplying the piece of plastic, because without him this would be another 3 days before I could even get started on my electric, so thank you very much Kevin. Now what we've got to concentrate on here is what we have in front of us. Now this is the positive side obviously because you can see it's red. This is your ground side, which is your negative side, and this here is your earth. So we're not really worried about that at the present. We want to concentrate on our positive side. Now the big red thick lead from the master switch, it gets connected to this point here. Now what this is a fuse holder. Now we have to fuse the system before we go to power our bus bars, because if it ever gets a surge and you don't have a fuse in it, it will blow absolutely everything on your boat itself. It'll blow all your electronics, all your lights, everything like that. So make sure you put your fuse after your master switch. So once we've connected our thick lead here, what we've got to then do is connect from the fuse to the bus bar, and this bus bar to that bus bar. Without that, they are individual circuits and this one won't get power. So you need to connect everything up, and then this will give you all the power you need to power supply your ancillaries. So that's us got our power side. Let's move on to where the power goes to. So boys and girls, now that we know where we can get our power from, it's now time to attach it to our switchboard, so we can attach it to this. Right guys, what we have here is the reverse side of the 6-switch ASAP panel. Now ASAP have done all the work for me. I don't have to do much at all apart from connect this end to our positive bus bar. What that will do will actually give all 6 switches power because they're all interconnected, they're all looped onto the system. And all we have to do to get power to our ancillaries is actually connect the positive side up here on each side of the switch, and then the negative side to our bus bars back on our electronic board, and then that'll give you your circuit that you need. This way, when you switch the switch, the power will flow through, turn your item on. When you switch the switch off, it'll cut the power right here. So guys, I think this gives you a little insight about how the system actually works. I think it's time to stop talking now, get the tools out, and let's get rattled on with this. So guys, a few of you are probably wondering what this little box is. Well, this is a little magic box. Basically, I'm running a 12 volt system, however, my plotter is 24 volts, and this little magic box converts the 12 volts that are needed to run the plotter. Right guys, a quick explanation about earthing. I was going to leave it for another vlog, but I thought, hey, while I'm trying to figure out where I'm putting this little bad boy, I might as well just explain. Now, obviously a fishing boat's at sea for many hours, and if your equipment's on that long, it's going to build up static electricity. Now, what you need to do is disperse that static electricity, and we do that by earthing. Now, I have got a video that's one of the early ones about where the earthing points are on the vessel, and all we do is we'd run a lead from the back of the equipment to a bus bar, and then the bus, one of the main feeds for the bus bar gets connected to those points on the vessel that disperses the static electricity. Right guys, there we go. Yes, I know this is not pretty and I cheated, however I came across a problem. I was going to use that wire to join up the bus bars, however that isn't tinned, so there's no point going into this kind of depth into wiring and no using the proper gear. And yes, I know I had a little cheat, but it's the same wire, okay, as long as it's tinned and you know what's what. So it's now colour coded. So we know this is the positive side, this is the negative side, or ground side. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Right, let's go on with the next bit, shall we? Check this out guys. We have tunes. See, I do know what I'm doing after all. So boys and girls, a quick recap. Obviously, master switch to your fuse, to your power, and then your negative back to your negative side of your battery. It's plain and simple as that. And all you have to do is connect your power to your switch, your negative to your bus bar. Simple as that. If I can do this guys, you can do it. However, if you get stuck, leave a comment below and I'll try and help you as best as possible. It is better if you give me photographs as well, because sometimes explaining it and actually seeing it is two different things. Earthing, I will say a little bit about earthing. Your instruments goes on the mechanical side of your earthing, and when you get to your, follow me guys, follow me. Right guys, sorry for the light and there's not much space either. Earthing, always remember to only connect to one end of your anode, because if you connect to the opposite end, what you're doing is creating that circuit, and everything soft in your engine and your gearbox and your shaft is going to start eating away. So only go to your one side of your anode, hence why that's like that. For your radio side, I have got a different system. It's just a straight run from the radio to a weather strip, and I'll go outside the boat and I'll show you that in a second. Right guys, that's what the radio's plumbed to. And the reason, sorry, hold on, get the light. The reason why we do a straight run from the radio is so it doesn't get any interference from the other instruments on it, so you can get a clear radio signal. Your other side though, if you follow me into the vastness of the horrible thing, is that's exactly where our anode's going to go, and obviously everything's connected to this stud here. So hopefully once we've been working a wee while, we'll keep checking this anode and we'll see how much it's getting eaten away. If it's getting eaten away, it's doing its job, and that's obviously perfect. So guys, I think that's it for electronics. If you've got any questions, leave a comment below. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, because it always helps get us out there to more people. And once you've subscribed, tick that notification bell, and YouTube will make you feel very special indeed. Right, until your next vlog, my friends, all the very best.